Doctors successfully transplant a pig's heart into a human in revolutionary medical achievement. Doctors from the University of Maryland transplanted a genetically modified pig's heart into a dying man with severe arrhythmia. In order to reduce the organ's immunogenicity, doctors edited 10 genes in the animal. 3 days after the transplant, the heart was functioning well and there were no signs of rejection. Despite this, it is too early to talk about the success of the operation. The patient will have a long observation period. Transplanting organs from one person to another is not easy due to the fact that people are not always immunologically compatible. In order to find a suitable donor, doctors sometimes have to wait for months. The situation is even more complicated with animal organs, although theoretically transplanting them to humans could save many patients who do not wait for their turn for transplantation. To increase the chance of donor organs taking root, scientists are trying to modify their tissues and make them less immunogenic. For example, the alpha-galactose carbohydrate, which is unusual for the human immune system, is removed from the cell surface. The FDA has approved such a line for therapeutic use in 2020. In October 2021, doctors from New York transplanted a pig kidney modified in this way into a woman connected to life support devices. She was diagnosed with brain death. Doctors monitored her for 3 days and found no signs of rejection of the transplanted organ. Doctors at the University of Maryland clinic went even further from the pig kidney operation and transplanted a pig's heart into a man with terminal heart disease. Doctors used a pig in which not only the genes encoding immunogenic molecules were disabled, but also 6 genes that are responsible for immune tolerance were introduced into the genome. In addition, a gene was blocked in the animal that could provoke an overgrowth of cardiac tissue. In total, doctors edited 10 genes. The patient, who became the recipient for a pig's heart, was declared unfit for receiving a donor organ from a person. The doctors do not report the reasons for this, so participation in an experimental operation was his last chance for life. 6 weeks before the transplant, he was admitted to the hospital with life-threatening arrhythmias and was hooked up to a machine that supplies oxygen to his blood. How successful was the operation? The experimental operation took 7 hours and was completed successfully. 3 days after the transplant, the man was feeling well, the new heart was pumping blood, and the doctors did not notice signs of transplant rejection. Nevertheless, it is still impossible to say with confidence that this final success is still not possible. There will be a long period of observation of the patient, who is now taking medications to prevent heart rejection. Several teams of scientists around the world are trying to develop genetically modified pigs whose organs would be compatible with the human body. Recently, we talked about American and Chinese researchers who set as their goal not only to make animal tissues less immunogenic but also to rid them of retroviruses that can infect the recipient's body.